Well, hello, everybody. I'm Dr. Julia Royston, and this is the day that the Lord has made. We shall rejoice and we shall be glad in it. So, first off, as we used to say in my church, I have a testimony. I have a praise report. Ah! So today is officially February 1st, the first day of February, and we're going to be celebrating BK Royston Publishing all month long. And I've been saying, oh, and we're almost 18 years, well, nearly 18 years. And my grandfather said, pretty near 18 years. Well, we made it, February 2026. 18 years of BK Royston Publishing. To God be all the glory, honor, and praise for all that he's done. Whoo, ups, downs, all around and in and out, and all. Ugh. And of course, a special shout out to all my family members, especially, but most importantly, after God, number one, my day one is Brian Royston. We got married in 2006, 2007. God said, it's time to put the book together. So 2007, we put the book together, had a release, all that. And then I had coffee with a good friend, Miss Tanya White. And 2008, BK Royston Publishing was established. So I didn't like the first publishing process. And I'm like, ugh, I'm not getting ready to keep begging people to the table. I'm gonna be alone. And really, honestly, BK Royston Publishing was only supposed to be for my books, only for me. I got control issues. I published my first book with another company, and I didn't like the process. I didn't like the situation, and I realized I had done everything, and so I didn't like that business model. So what happened? Established BK Royston Publishing in 2008, and it's been on and popping 18 years later. Still in business, still learning, still growing. With 18 years of ups and downs and all around, and experience, trial and error, and success. Good things happen, doors open. I guess the three things God told me about business for myself was mindset, moves, and momentum. So having the mindset for business, because of course, I kind of have a little leg up in that I was basically born into a bivocational entrepreneur house. My parents owned Scott Brighter Louisville for 40 plus years. I started answering the phone. I've said it many times at 9 years old, typing up contracts and letters to major corporations at 14. So yeah, I've been doing this a while, but when you got your own name on it, you doing it yourself, child, it take God. It take God. It take God. So today and the rest of this month and the rest of this year, we'll be celebrating 18 years. Um, I'll post some of my early stuff, and it's gonna be scary. I'll be like, I can't believe I put that in the atmosphere. I can't believe 18 years later, I look at it and go, oh, look at that graphic. Oh, look at that. Oh, but 18 years ago, some of that was cutting edge. It was first time doing it. Social media, early on, early stages, technology. Even when Canva did come along, ooh, the templates was limited. My graphic design skills was very limited. Still limited. I still have graphic people. Oh Lord, no, I would not do that graphic for 18 years. Yes, I left that one to the professionals. I paid for the professionals. But otherwise, I strive to be self-sufficient as possible and all that stuff. But so I feel grateful. I feel thankful. I'm appreciative to every client, every author, every conversation. And we realized we were not a fit. And people think, really? That happens? Yes, love, really. That happens. We're not a fit. It's what they need and what I offer, it doesn't match. What they need and what I want to offer, it doesn't match. Personality wise, sometimes it doesn't work. I love them, love everybody, but it just wasn't a fit. It wasn't, we couldn't work together. And yeah, I'm easygoing and yep. But no, it wasn't a fit. So I learned from those things too, as well as all the authors who I've published multiple books for help them establish their company, giving them ideas, giving them, yeah, I do that too as well. and really help to pour into the next generation. Every school that's had, and there'll be a lot of schools this February, but every school that's had me come, and they've actually seen up close and personal a black female author, a black female author and publisher, a black female author, publisher, and business owner. Because even though you publish other people, that doesn't necessarily mean you have a formal uh, a business formalized and registered. Even though you have written things, that doesn't necessarily mean it's published. And I get challenged about that all the time. So you say you've written 150 books. How many of those books have you published? I'm like, oh, last I checked, was all 150. I don't. If it's done and it's finished, it's edited and cover, it's going to the world. And so I had a conversation with somebody the other day, and I'm gonna move along. And they were like, "Well, what have you written? What have you done?" I said, "I was almost like the Indiana University football coach who says Google me, I win." But I didn't go there. I didn't say that. I just said, "Well, it's the easiest way for that. Just go to Amazon and put my name in it and see what you see." And I left it at that. Well, they were no, they were just, meeting me, whatever. It wasn't an arrogant statement. I didn't even mean it that way. It's just, you ask, and that's the easiest way to be able to find it. I've done that in classrooms with kids. Go to Amazon, put my name in, and see what you see. Oh my God, I'm stressing. Right. It just is what it is. But it's all by the grace of God, the discipline of God. Um, just what he's put down in me, the gifts, talents, abilities. I'm a creative by nature. Um, I've written probably 30, 40 songs. I write books. I'm just a creative by nature. Everything maybe not successful as other people deem it, because I'm not willing to do certain things for certain levels of success, but I keep it steady. I keep it moving, and super excited and over the top ecstatic about that. So what he gave me today was Light the Way, taken from directly from Psalms 119, and I've come from this direction before. Thy word is a lamp unto my feet and a light into my pathway. And of course, in biblical time, there weren't lamps on the pole in the cities. There were, but and if you were walking in the desert or walking somewhere, you needed something to light your way. Um, and they had lamps. The children of Israel literally had lamps on their feet, and that would lamp would be unto my feet, and a light, and it would light their pathway. But what do you do when the lights go out? And my heart goes out to people that'll see this later on, whose lights are out or who experience things. My mother stayed with us a week, because it was just a precautionary measure, just in case the lights went out, and her house electricity is subject to go out in many ways. So let's bring it to our house just in case. And if the lights go out in your house that is a familiar to you, you can pretty much find your way. Like, I know in my house, I don't turn the lights on if I need to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, or I want to get a drink of water, or I come up with an idea, I want to write it down. I normally don't turn the light on because I don't want to disturb Brian. So I can find my way out of the bed into my office or into the bathroom without no light. But that's a familiar way. That's in your own house. Now, there's subject to be, I wonder why he put that there, and I stopped my toe. Something's blocking my path. But if it's a familiar way and then nothing black, I can get there in the dark. I can. And now he has little lights um, plugged in. They're on a timer. Yeah, he's big tech savvy. That are either in the bathroom or the hallway, so I can still get there because there's a light in my way, and it's a familiar way. So even if the lights were completely totally off, I can still get there. If the lights were off and the shades were open, I can get there. But that's a familiar way. That's familiar. But what if it's dark and unfamiliar? Now, if you travel with me, and Brian and we travel a lot. And when we travel, we may start out in the dark, but we're going to the light. Very few times are we leaving an event that night and driving a long distance? We tried it a couple of times and I just don't like it. And it just panics me. We were in Birmingham one time, it was pouring rain. It was unfamiliar. Now we had lights on the car, but it was dark and it was pouring rain and it was unfamiliar. So we couldn't see our way. So I'm like, I'm tired. I'm sleepy. I'm tired of trying to stay awake. You act, we can make it. We can, no, we're not, we can make it. We go and stop at a hotel. So we got a hotel, slept. He didn't wake up till like 10 the next morning. I thought, who could have made it home? I think we used wisdom. But it was dark and it was unfamiliar. Yeah, I could help read the signs and when we put the high beams on, but it was dark and it was unfamiliar. So I know that sometimes in life, the sun might be shining outside, but in your life, in your spirit, it's dark. And you're in a place that's totally unfamiliar. We've never been here before. Mm-mm. We haven't gone through this before. We've never had a sibling die before. Mama and daddy's always been here, but daddy gone. Mama's still here, but daddy's gone. Big mama raised us all. We don't even really know who our daddy is. Yeah, it's dark. We don't know what the next steps are going to look like. The next phase of life is going to look like because it's dark and unfamiliar. But the word of God is that lamp and a light. But even if you have the word of God and you nourish it, and it's everything, sometimes you need a personal word. I need a rhema word. I need a right now word for this right here. This dark right here. Yep, you never leave me nor forsake me. Yep, you be with me. Yep, we mourn with those who mourn. We comfort those that are whatever. But what about this? Give me discernment. Give me help me to know, is it right? Is it on this highway? Wait a minute. I think I see construction. Oh, wait a minute. They say a detour and it's dark and unfamiliar. We got to take a different path. They changed that law. They changed that regulation. And as you can know, in the climate that we're in, everything can change on a dime. Wait a minute, it's been that way for 100 years. Wait a minute, we got to change. Yeah, it's dark and unfamiliar. It's bleak. It's not something that's working in our favor. That's where it's dark and unfamiliar. And sometimes it can be lit. It can be well lit, but it's still unfamiliar. Because I mean, even though it may be light outside, it's still unfamiliar territory. Now, when I first moved over here to Southern Indiana, when I got married, it'll be 20 years in September. That's another milestone for 2026. Moved over here in 2006. I had been a few places over here, but to live over here, mm, I was totally different. Like, where do I go to the dry cleaners? Where is the grocery store? Where is do they do shoe repair over here? Who are the doctors? Oh no, I guess I go over to Louisville. It's nearby. But it was lit, but it's still unfamiliar. I had not been, it's not just a walking path because I can see my way. It's light in the dark. But who do I trust in this season? Because it's unfamiliar. It's a new. So it's like even early on in January, I would wake up in the morning and God would say new, and I could hear Ty Tribbett singing it new, everything new, everything. New. I'm like, oh, Ty. And part of you thinks, yay, that's so good. But as I get older, I'm more cautious of, you know, if we were in the service, they'd say new things. At 62, at 22, oh honey, I was throwing $20 on the altar and running around and whatever in my high heel shoes, trying to be cute. At 62, I'm like, what's that new mean? I'm like, I need discernment. I mean, as you age, you get more experience. And just because it's new doesn't necessarily mean it's gonna be great. Because when you're young, you don't know. But when it's something lit, but it's still unfamiliar, you see it, you don't rush in real quick. Something unfamiliar. You don't divulge all the things. You're not as open. You're not as, come on, Jesus, we need you to light the way. Tell us. I can see it, but am I seeing what's supposed to be for me? Am I seeing real? Is it a false? Is it? Yeah, it's lit, but it's still unfamiliar. And then I'm still with my new, everything new, but it's dark. It's unfamiliar. It's even ordered. You got to go down, how people give you the and now when you get there, it may be a little dark, but it may be dark, but oh child, just go ahead. Hold on, let me edit this. It may be dark, but oh, keep on going. What? They ordered that. They said this is what it was gonna look like, but it's still is that dangerous? Seen and unseen. So we were in North Carolina and visiting Brian's mother's family house. And a lot of it had grown up because it's been years. And he said, no, the driveway's right here. Drive in. And I could see it. It was lit. It wasn't even dark. It was unfamiliar though. And he said, drive down in there. I said, well, what if it was, the OVO say, pray for us, danger seen and unseen. I'm like, and he's ordering, drive down this, but I don't know. I can still see it. It wasn't even dark. But I'm like, oh, I don't know how deep that is. I don't know how far we're going to go. Will this car handle it? Will I handle it? What I like the way, Lord. I like the way. Because, even though it's lit and even though it's unfamiliar, you've given me an assignment. You've given me a destination. I have purpose, but I have a destination. So finally, last thing, don't let me miss it. Don't let me miss it. I don't want to miss it. Because at my age and my stage in life, I don't have time to be, ooh, now when we go into a new city and the GPS is telling us it's someplace, and then we get there, that's not it. We were in Nashville one time, and we had the directions, and it said turn right here, and it was the back of the lot. It was the back of it, the loading dock. It was the. I was like, oh no, you can't get in this way. And so then we had to turn around and come around. Now it wasn't a far, as my grandfather said, it wasn't a fur piece, but it was still. Wait a minute, you said it was here, and when we got back there, right? You get what I mean? Because I don't want to miss it. I don't want to waste gas. I don't want to waste time. I don't want to waste energy. Right now, it's about our energy. Because time is that thing I can't get back. We all got 24 hours, but I can't get that back. I can't waste time. So I have to have you light the way. And sometimes that light the way is okay. I'm gonna tell my age for real. I don't care about time, my age, but warning, warning, danger, Mr. Robinson. Y'all remember that? Yeah, you have to be our age Saturday morning, warning, warning, danger. So that's the way sometimes I need you to I need you to give me discernment that says, ooh, no, no, like he's done. People have asked me to do things, and it was a good thing, and it was even in ministry. It was something I should easily say, yeah. I didn't even think I needed to ask Brian, but I did. And he said no, and God said, God screamed, no. Because I don't want to miss it. I don't want to be wasting time doing something that might be good. It's nothing against sin, nothing to, no, it wasn't nothing immoral, unethical, illegal, none of those things. It just wasn't right for me. So like the way I'm supposed to go, like the way I'm supposed to be. And that's even people in business, people who are doing ministry, people with a nonprofit, people with a career. If God is not telling you, like the GPS doesn't say, wait a minute, you missed the turn. If the GPS is not talking, you keep going. The same thing is because you don't want to get distracted and go down a rabbit hole or go following and switch gears, and that wasn't for you. And God was telling you to stay on this same path, but you decided, you saw the bright light. Look like they moving faster. Look like they getting it done better. Look like that. And that's been a warning to me too as well. It's new, 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 everything new. But there's some new that's only for you. It's not for everybody. It's not to be promoted and publicized everywhere. You're not supposed to get it. It's not, no. It's only for you. Because it's not for you can't chase every new opportunity. You can't chase. It's not necessarily for you to do that right now. Timing is everything. So get the lamp on my feet, light the pathway for me, not based on what the other folks is doing, what everybody else doing, what they doing. Yeah, I know what you're doing, but is that right for me? No, it don't fit for me. It's not a fit. Yeah. My grandfather even used to say, I'm sorry, I said too much he said today. I'm not a fitting. It's not a fit. It wasn't fitting for granddaddy, and it's not gonna fit for some of us too. So light the way, put the lamp on the feet for me, not for somebody else, so that I can live my best life. Coming up at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right there on envision-radio.com, where praise meets talk. And then Tuesdays, the Book Business Boss Show. Replays are at the Book Business Boss Podcast, Tuesdays at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on envision-radio.com. You can find Julia Royston Books at Next Chapter Bookstore in Greensboro, North Carolina, and Garden of Reading Book Closet in Indianapolis, Indiana. Sankofa Center Bookstore at Bates Memorial in Louisville. When I See Me Children's Book Fair. They have a upcoming event, but follow her on Facebook. Miss Valerie Lewis Coleman. She has events and she takes my books a little bit everywhere. Okay. And for those of you, oh, wait a minute, I missed one. TheAmazingCorner.com, online bookstore and mobile book fair. Uh, for consulting, y'all know, talkwithroyston.com. JuliaAKRoyston.com. I'm going to be moving some things around. I'm working on websites. Woo, woo, special shout out to Vanessa Coleman, but Collins. I'm working on. But yeah, it's time to upgrade. 18 years, it's time to change. It's time to upgrade. For all of my instant access courses, go to JuliaRoystonStore.com. Also, visit the Book Business Boss. Because review, prepare, execute, and repeat. The checklist is there, as well as purchase a book. So that's to get us not only just started in the first of the year, it can keep getting you started every month of the year. So when the new month comes out, what do we need to work on? What do we need to review? What do we need to take care of? Go to bookbusinessboss.com. I'm Dr. Julia Royston. Thank you so much for all the. Oh, okay. Awesome. Awesome. Oh, you all. Well, hello, District Elder Davis, Benjamin Davis. Good. Oh my goodness. So you all enjoy Philly. Be careful. I hope you don't get snowed in over there. And blessings to everybody. And of course, special shout out to Mr. Brian Royston for being my day one. We celebrate 18 years. 18 years of BK Royston Publishing. You all be blessed and have a fantastic rest of the day. Love you all. Bye bye.